So as we all know, it was announced today that Joseph Parker would no longer be facing Dereck Chisora on the 26th of October due to an illness. Later on emerged that illness would then be a spider bite. Okay, spider bite. Okay, we'll go with that. Well, basically it means that there's a spot that needs to be filled on this show. I've already said that without that fight, it's not looking likely. Well, in my opinion anyway, it's not really a pay-per-view. Now you take that fight out of the equation. I know the main event, which is Prograis Taylor, is decent, but in terms of main event pay-per-view, you know, it is what it is. But Eddie Hearn has named a short list here for Dereck Chisora. He has it right there. And there are some potential opponents, the first one of which is Alexander Povetkin. That'd be an interesting enough fight now, I have to say. Povetkin versus Chisora. Be a hell of a lot more entertaining than Povetkin versus Fury. And I think it would have shades of the Takam fight, which was a great fight. If anyone hasn't seen Povetkin versus Takam, go watch that fight. He's also named Michael Hunter, Martin Bacoli, Otto Wallen, Oscar Rivas, and interestingly enough, Manuel Char. Now, the name that I think Eddie Hearn will probably want to get out of that will probably be Manuel Char. Because as we all know, Manuel Char is still, 2 years later, and he's not defended it once, the WBA regular heavyweight champion. Okay? For those who want to count that as a title, I mean, it's coming to the stage now where the regular title is almost like a lineal title in which you don't have to defend it. You don't get stripped of it. Manuel Char has been champion for 2 years, never defended that title once. No mandatories, no anything. It's just almost like a throwaway title. But if Dereck Chisora was to fight Char and beat him, but theoretically, you have a world champion in Dereck Chisora. Theoretically. So it's an interesting one. I reckon that'd probably be the one Eddie Hearn would be most likely to try and get, just because he can label it as a world title fight. Interestingly enough, we've also seen Shannon Briggs come out and say that he wants to basically 100% pure ass whipping. Probably can't see it there, but that's what it says. Saying that he's ready to go to war. Shannon Briggs versus Dereck Chisora. I wouldn't like to see that fight personally. Briggs, I don't think he's fought since he fought on David Hayes' undercard about three and a bit years ago. So it's a while. In terms of, you know, how he looked even back then, he didn't look great. He didn't look great when he fought Klitschko. That was nearly 10 years ago, and now we're talking near 50 Shannon Briggs fighting Dereck Chisora. Personally, I wouldn't want to see that. I would much prefer seeing Chisora against Povetkin. That's what I'd like to see. I think that'd be the ideal fight, Chisora against Povetkin. Can't see Povetkin taking that fight personally. I know we didn't take a massive amount of abuse against Hughie Fury. Didn't really take any. But you're talking about a fighter now who is in his 40s, he actually I think is 40 now at this stage. He's not going to be able to just come off a fight, come off a training camp, and then 2 months later straight back into the ring. I don't think that's going to work for him personally, and so I doubt that. I think the one that Eddie Hearn might try and get would be Manuel Char. Out of the list that he just named, I could see him doing the Manuel Char fight, not because Char's a good opponent, not because he's, you know, a world beater, he's not, but it can be labelled as a world title fight. You can label that as a heavyweight world title fight on an undercard, because it's not going to be main event, but it's going to be on the undercard. That'll put butts in seats. You know, the casual fans are the people who's going to buy it. The casual fans are going to be the people who are going to go to that. If they see world heavyweight title, not knowing what the regular title stands for, they're probably going to lap it up. They're still going to go for it. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if Eddie Hearn is actually trying to get Manuel Char in as an opponent, because I think it makes sense from a financial point of view. You can label it as a world title fight. Dereck Chisora will have a claim, albeit a small one, to a heavyweight title. So personally, that's what I think is the most interest. That's not most interesting, but I think that's kind of the most likely out of the fights I would see would be possibly Chisora versus Char. The other fights, again, can't really see any of them happening personally, but who knows? Who knows? As you may notice, I'm on camera for a change. I got a new stand, which we're going to be doing interviews with in the next few weeks, hopefully, if I can get some fighters. I know a couple of fighters. They're not big time fighters, but I know a few. So we'll hopefully get a few interviews with them, sit down interviews. And I just said I'd try it out on a video, going on camera. Don't get used to it. I'm going to do a video later, probably in the day. Well, tomorrow, because it's evening now. I'm going to do a video probably tomorrow, and it'd be back to just normal, you know, a few little videos of Dublin here and there, and a few pictures of a fighter. So don't get used to this, but I said I'd try it out. Let me know what you think. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know who you think down below. Who would you like to see Chisora fight next? What do you think? You think Char is a reasonable opponent in terms of being able to sell it as a world title fight. Let me know down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and of course, I will talk to you after.